Alright guys, back again with another tutorial video. This one should be pretty quick. I just wanted to address a issue that some of you guys who are picking up these X68000 systems might run into. And this is a very common issue, and I've seen a ton of threads posted on a couple of forums where people are asking about problems related to a particular setting that needs to be changed. Now, for those of you who are going on Yahoo Japan auctions and picking up these systems, especially systems that have not been refurbished, this will affect you. So hopefully this tutorial will help out some of you guys who are buying these, as the X68000 has been really popular lately. So as it should be, it's a great machine. So right here I've got the operating system written to a disk, Human 68K. So we'll turn on the X68000 and get this started. Now, while this is booting up, I'll tell you really what this is all about. It's basically us being able to access the BIOS for you guys who are familiar with PC lingo. The X68000 does not have a easily accessible BIOS menu. You have to use the Human 68K disk to access it. Basically what this means for you is you have to be able to access this to change things like how much memory the system has. Now, some of the systems default to 2 megabytes, and for most games that's enough memory. You should be fine. But if you install additional memory, or you buy an older system that defaults to 1 megabyte and you may have 2 megabytes of memory installed, then you're going to have to go through this and change the setting in the BIOS to tell the system that you have 2 megabytes of memory. Honestly, the hardest part of all this is writing the OS. If you've got a compact like this one, it's a little bit easier. You can use a USB floppy drive. If not, if you've got the original model, you're going to have the capabilities to write 5 1/4 discs. And I've got a video tutorial on that as well, so we won't get into that. But basically, the system settings are kept by a CR2032, or in some cases a NiCad battery. So if the battery has not been replaced, make sure you do that first before you proceed to the steps that we're about to discuss, because otherwise you're just wasting your time, and as soon as you power the system off and unplug it, you're going to lose all those settings anyway. So make sure that the battery has been changed, and that way your settings will be saved. Both of these systems have updated, refreshed batteries, so we should be good. Alright, so we're at the command prompt, and this is what it looks like. This is basically the command line operating system for the 68,000. Not very much going on here, not very exciting. So the command that we need to run is switch.x, and .x is sort of like the exe in the Windows world. It is the executable extension. So we'll run switch.x, and here we have it. This is essentially the BIOS for the X68000. May look a little confusing, but I promise you there's really not much to it here. On the right hand side we have the options for the different settings over here in the left column. So over here you can see the options are at for the type of boot device or the SCSI ID number, things of that nature. But right now we're just going to deal specifically with the amount of memory. Now, with this compact, default is 2 megabytes, and we've got that set now, but I've installed an additional 6 megabytes into this system. So what I'm going to do is just kind of key down to memory setting and hit enter, and then I will move the cursor up and down. So we'll put it on there. It might be hard to see, but now I've got it on 8192 kilobytes. So that's what we need to keep it at. And then I will hit enter to select. And now you can see that setting has been changed. And then I will thumb down to the very bottom, which is basically the save. Hit enter. It'll say, are you sure you want to save? You hit Y for yes. And you're done. So now this system has been configured for the 8 megabytes of memory that are currently installed. So if you get a system off Yahoo Japan, for example, and you swap the battery, or it's been refurbished, if it's been refurbished, this should already be done for you. But if you swap the battery yourself, this is a required step to tell the system how much memory you have. There's no automatic detection, so you have to know how much is installed, and you have to tell it how much is installed. So hopefully this helps you guys out and kind of shed some light on the BIOS, I guess you could say, or configuring the ROM for the X68000. It's really not difficult at all. Like I said, the hardest part is getting the disk. But if you've got the capabilities to write your own disk, then that's really 3/4 of the battle. Anyway, appreciate you guys watching, and I hope this helped out a little bit.